the bottom person to move, to adjust to the discomfort. On top, you gotta make the bottom person feel like they're getting crushed and they're just literally dying, because this is what's gonna trigger reactions that you're gonna be able to anticipate and forecast, because there's only certain ways that he's gonna move. So when you're here and you get this underhook, typically they overwrap it, okay? Or he overwraps it and you have the underhook, okay? What I wanna do is my head starts off on this side here, and I walk this way as my right knee is jamming his hip, and then I bring my head over and I jam his head. And I'm controlling his shoulder. I'm tight and I wanna roll him flat. And I keep walking to the left as I know I'm putting pressure here. And I know I can feel, pressure on his neck head. And this knee right here, I see some of you back here, this knee has to jam his hip right here. Now, in order for me to get over that leg, I'm gonna lean forward so that I can go here and push this down to step it over here, which leaves me with this hand that I have to clear. And then you can mount from there. So one more time, it's like literally like side control lift. Side control, here. Except his leg area. I'm gonna get here. I have to keep twisting here, walking, and jamming. And then here, okay? So literally it's like side control with his leg. So I'm pinching his head, just like his head's in my armpit. I'm driving forward, and I want to be flat. I can tell the guard's already open. Can you close it or no?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So when it's closed, I want to keep walking in to the left, so that now from here, I can fairly easily push his feet open here. As I step over one, the back one steps over here. The left hand preferably wants to get this hand through. If you can, and he's down here, it's fine. And sometimes catch it here, like a leg heel lock. We can go here and mount for a fairly tight type of mount. But the whole key is to keep them flat, okay? They should not be able to lift you. This also starts baiting them into a flower sweep. Because as he gets his favorite underhook and he starts walking this way, oftentimes this happens. Yes. So jam my head. Yes. Right here. Yes. Bring your knee toward my shoulder and get the knee on the mat. Yes. So your right knee, keep driving this hip forward with both knees on the mat and knees wide. Yes. I shouldn't be able to lift you. So you need to roll your hip to the left. Yes, and bring your knee forward and knees wider. What? Yes. There we go. Look. Maybe here. But if you feel them grabbing here, you just stay heavy on the left. Look, stay heavy on your left knee and jam my head. No, but you gotta bring this in. There you go. Look. I don't have anywhere to really grab. I don't have, my knee is too close to my head as he keeps moving to the left. If he gets past my, right here, now it's completely done, okay? Because now from here, he tilts a little bit onto his right knee and his left hand pushes that down. Yes, he steps over one and windshield wipers the two. Now the only thing you gotta keep in mind is this arm right here, okay? So if anything, if you can't reach this arm, which is normal, you're gonna bring this left arm over and your right hand blocks the hip and you're going north-south. Even better. Does that make sense? If you can remove your arm from framing, then you go into either scarf hold, not case katami, because you was done. Okay, does that make sense, guys? All right, so in this scenario, this kind of leaves me open for a flower sweep. because he'll hook that leg. Yes, and then he'll want to flower sweep. Okay, so you have to anticipate that. The way you counter that is you put weight. His leg works when the thighs engage. If you remove the thigh out of the equation and it's more below the knee, it's not going to work. So we're here. So we're here, and he hooks that leg. Now I can feel I'm on his thigh. As he tries to lift me, I jam his head. You know, this arm out. As long as I don't lose the underhook. But this leg here begins to jam. Yeah, and I can feel my left hip on his calf. Sweep me. There's no sweep. He doesn't have power. If he shifts me onto his thigh, now he can begin to kind of lift. But even still, I can begin to counter it and jam that hip right here. I'm going to go here, Phil. Get that left knee up a little bit here. I'm going to push this down. 1, 2, 3. That's where we want it. North-south. Okay, does that make sense? So now go to either north-south, and immediately you'll attack the Kimura from the north-south. This is way better than it being in that side control. Side control, hard to get, easy to lose. Okay? So what I want everybody to do is this. A flower sweep is where I've controlled this arm. Okay? I either hook the leg here, and I begin to get him to float on this leg here. So we go back, and as I hook that leg, he's going to be walking to his left with that underhook as he likes. With this, oftentimes they'll do this, it really doesn't matter. With your right underhook, you need to pull. Yes, you can see how that twists me up, and it's harder for me to reach here. His head starts off here as he pops up on his toes, and he, yes, right there. As he jams my, yes, and keeps walking that hip, so he rolls the hip to the left, right under my calf. And you see how my knee is going right in my face. This knee down, and jamming in. Yes, because here, even if you feel yourself being lifted here, you can post your right arm out as long as you're still controlling that shoulder. Your left hand needs to have a tighter grip on the shoulder. Your left hand, yes. Yeah, so as I'm taking you this way, you can push your hand out and walk yourself back. Yes, and keep walking yourself more, yes. But I want more with your right knee, jam my hip. Yes, and walk left. Yes, and jam my head. There you go. Good, and now controlling the shoulder. Good. And now you're gonna lift your left knee off the mat while your left hand reaches for the heel. You're gonna push, step over. Yes, and now you can't find that arm. Your arm comes over, frame the head with the left. Left hand, frame my head, reverse CrossFit. Yes, and now right hand goes to the hip. Yep, near hip. Block it, now walk. You hook that leg. Very tight. This knee. Jamming. Here, here. Over here. 1, 2. I can't reach this, let's say. Here, look. Over here. Make sense? Let's try it. Head.